Greetings, gamers! I'm Shoot Kapow, and last week's Palmy run was excruciatingly tough, but this one's looking to be just a bit easier. Today, we're going to be figuring out if I can beat Pokemon HeartGold with only one Volbeat. Alright, everyone knows this mon sucks, but at the very least, it's technically a fully evolved Pokemon. Because of this, we have actual stats. I'm looking at the spread, and after using a baby with like a stat average of 35, I'm ecstatic to see that we have about double that at 70. I'm also a fan of being able to learn some good moves, not only by level up, but also through TMs. As always, I'm writing the script as I go along, so all this is being written before the run has started. Go ahead and leave your guesses down below whether or not we can win. I think we'll definitely be able to, but whether or not we can beat Red is a whole different story. Maybe with the right set at level 100, we get lots of coverage, so I'm not ruling it out. Hey, we almost did it with Mankey. And of course, the rules are simple. Only Volbeat is allowed in battle, with others only for acquired HMs. No items besides Pokeballs and held items are allowed in battle, and no game breaking is allowed either. With all that out of the way, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more, and let's hop into it. I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Chikorita with Volbeat so that we can do the whole run with it. I of course choose to replace Chikorita so that our rival gets Typhlosion, the hardest for us to fight. I named our Volbeat No Offense after an artist I've been enjoying a lot recently. Check him out wherever you stream music. Our Volbeat has a Jolly nature, which is plus speed and minus attack. Special attack is our worst stat already, but considering how much better our special options and Tail Glow are, it's not great. We also, of course, have the ability Illuminate, which will make grinding easier but will be annoying otherwise. Our damage output isn't awful for pre-Gen 5 tackle, but it's really not great. We're not doing a whole lot of damage to wild Pokemon, and level 2 Pidgeys aren't even guaranteed to be 2-shot at level 5. The rival fight doesn't go super well due to missing our first tackle, but we pull through thanks to a couple double teams. I'm really hoping that doesn't become a recurring theme. We make it to the first city alright, and decide to take out Sprout Tower. We're definitely going to need more levels before we can take on Falkner, and we can take out the majority of the trainers in Sprout Tower easily. Volbeat must level pretty slowly though, since even after all that we're only level 10. I decide to give the Flying Gym a shot, and it actually goes better than I thought, despite some bad luck. Pidgey snaps out of confusion instantly and we miss a tackle, causing us to take 2 sand attacks, but it's a solid 4-shot already and doesn't damage us much if we're lucky. But Pidgeotto of course just crushes us. We just do too little damage to it while it hits us hard and heals. I'll level up a bit and try again. I come back at level 13, now armed with my only healing in Moonlight. I'm fully prepared for a long, grueling fight, but I just sit there in shock as Pidgeotto hits itself 3 times in a row and we don't miss a single tackle from Pidgey's sand attack, letting us take it down easily with tackle. Sure, I'm not complaining. The trek to Azalea Town is kind of annoying. Tackle is a really annoying move to have as your only attacking option, and Illuminate is really irritating me with how common it makes in counters. Slowpoke well doesn't go too badly. Proton's coughing is a little annoying, but the combination of Moonlight and Confuse Ray takes him out without an issue. There are 2 more fights required for progression, and I'm just going to go ahead and take out Bugsy for now. I go in with only 1 Moonlight PP though, which means we're not able to play the long game, and our lack of damage means we go down. On the second attempt, Scyther stays in, but an unfortunate crit means we go down. Eventually, we're able to get a run where Scyther U-turns out into Metapod. We're able to take it down pretty easily, but he goes back into Scyther and U-turns into Kakuna, leaving us with just 1 HP. We're on the back foot, having to heal up, meaning we take a lot of Poison Stings. I try to get Kakuna confused, but it doesn't stick, and we end up getting poisoned before we can take it down. This dooms us against Scyther, and he U-turns us to 1 again, causing the poison to take us out. I'll go ahead and get to level 20 and try again, but Scyther's gonna be a big issue. We come back, but it goes basically the same despite our higher stats. Kakuna even poisons us earlier, which is really bad. I don't know where to find a Pecha Berry, but it might be worth getting one, and if we can just get Scyther to not hit us with Leer on turn 1, we might have a run. Eventually, we get this run where we get good confusion luck against Scyther, meaning he doesn't hit us with Leer. We get him low before he clicks U-turn, and as Metapod comes out, we take minimal damage as we wear it down. Scyther is back out, and I hit it with Confuse Ray and Quick Attack before it gets to switch out again. It's in the range where it will heal when it's back out, but I luckily managed to get Kakuna into healing range, wasting Bugsy's Super Potion as we take Kakuna down easily, clearing us the way to pick up the easy KO on Scyther, winning a fun fight. Right after, I hop into the rival fight. Ghastly is up first, which would have been an issue if not for our shiny new U-turn TM. With it, we're able to confuse and take out Ghastly easily, but Quilava is more tricky. We wear it down with Confusion and U-turn since it's higher power with Stab than Quick Attack, but not before getting debuffed by Smokescreen and 2 Leers. I'm a little nervous going into Zubat, but luckily we hit 2 Quick Attacks, one of them through Confusion, and we're able to secure a win. Well, Azalea Town was a blast. Now that we're at level 21, we've learned Tail Glow, and once we get some special moves, that'll completely change how we play this challenge. I'm assuming that by the end of the run, our set is going to be Moonlight, Tail Glow, and 2 special moves, but our abysmal special attack could still make things tough. We make it to Goldenrod and decide to give Whitney a shot at level 24. Clefairy's Q-Charm procs instantly, but we manage to break through and take her down without losing a turn. We level up in the middle of the fight and get Signal Beam, which is great, but next is Miltank. It uses Attract as we set up a Tail Glow. We start wearing it down with Signal Beam, doing about half, but we lose a turn to Attract as it heals. We hit it again as we're brought to half by Stomp, and we luckily break through again to get it to 1 more hit. Luckily, we managed to pull through for 1 last hit, winning a very lucky fight on our first try. Honestly, I think the run's going pretty well. It had a rough start, but we seem to be getting to the part of the game where we can breeze through some fights. As always, I'm expecting Jasmine to be an issue, but everything else shouldn't be too bad. Tailglow is a huge asset, even with our terrible special attack, though we may end up needing to grind anyway due to how slowly we leveled. At Equity, we go straight for the Burn Tower to take on our rival. Ghastly confuses us instantly as we set up Tailglow and hits us with Curse before we can take it out, dooming us. We try to out-heal Guava, but it just does too much damage and we go down. On the second attempt, I just take out Ghastly quickly with U-turn, but Guava just presses Smokescreen 6 times and wins. This fight's gonna be annoying. I decided I need a Person Berry, so I do the Onyx trade and come back. After way too many attempts, I finally get past Ghastly without being nailed by Curse, but I'm confused. I do a lot to Guava with Signal Beam, but we get hit by Smokescreen and we're hit by Flame Wheel as we're about low by Confusion. Luckily, we're able to take it out and heal on Zubat after, and then we confuse it in a perfectly ironic twist, and it takes out the rest of its health in 2 turns as we miss. Last is Magnemite, but its low special defense means it's a one-shot, finally winning us this annoying fight. Considering how much I struggled with Silver's Ghastly, I don't think I'm quite ready for Morty just yet. Especially since I can't get any more Person Berries. We'll need to take them on soon though, so I clear out all the trainers nearby. I think after this, the path should be Chuck, Rocket Hideout, Price, Jasmine, and then the rest of the game. It was also around this time when I realized that Tailglow was only +2 special attack instead of +3 in this game, so that's really fun. We come back and challenge Morty at level 36. We're of course hit by Curse frame 1, which is really cool, so we lose the fight. On the second attempt, it doesn't hit Curse as a Tailglow boosted Signal Beam gets the Ghastly into healing range. We take it out and out as Gengar, who we get to +6 on as it just presses Sucker Punch. It isn't an issue, but the Haunter after puts us to sleep. However, Dream Eater doesn't do much as we wake up and take it out, and he can't out-heal us as his last Haunter goes down winning the fight. After that, we get Shadow Ball, which is very nice to replace U-turn with. Now that we have more coverage, I'm feeling pretty good. We're on our way to Cyanwood, and I'm not at all worried about Chuck. Confusion luck could be annoying, but if we're able to set up, we're probably gonna sweep. Chuck time! We set up one Tailglow at the beginning of the fight as we're hit by Leer, and we wear down Primeape right after. We learn Bug Buzz and go into Poliwrath, but he's hitting us hard. We're getting him down, but Body Slam paralyzes us, and we're brought to the red before we win the fight. A little close for comfort, but we pulled through. Now that that's over, we can give Jasmine the Secret Potion and take down Team Rocket. We're at that point in the run where we're a high enough level to just sweep through most things, but that's probably going to come to a screeching halt as soon as we only have Jasmine left. Honestly, our biggest issue is just PP because our moves don't have many uses before we have to scramble back to the Pokemon Center. We go ahead and sweep through Price. He doesn't do much to us, but we barely miss out on a few O-codes, which is annoying. It's gonna be nothing compared to this next fight though. Okay. I guess I was completely wrong then. The first Magnemite spams Paralysis and Confusion as we set up to +6, but we OHKO it eventually, and Steelix after is brought to a Sliver from Bug Buzz, healing out a Potion Range with the Citrus Berry, and doesn't do enough to us with Iron Tail. We're fast enough to still outspeed it, even when paralyzed, so we just KO it, and the Magnemite afterward winning the fight. Cool. The Team Rocket rival fight starts with a scare, with really bad Confusion luck and a crit getting us to red HP, but we heal back up and sweep through his entire team after getting set up. Now that we're back on the road, I'm a little worried that Tailglow is going to make this run a little boring to watch. I'll start trying to avoid trainers most likely, so hopefully the rest of the video will be more enjoyable. Hey, keep watching to find out. We make it to Claire, and after setting up to +6, Gyarados still isn't an OHKO with Shadow Ball. However, we get the high roll after she heals, and we sweep through the rest of her team right after winning the fight. Well, that just leaves us with the league to do. I skipped through all the easy, boring stuff for the sake of you guys, but what's coming up next is likely to be anything but. We match up well into half the Elite Four and poorly into the other half, but Lance's team of flying types resists our Bug Stab, which can make the champion fight brutal. First though, we have our final rival fight. We're hit by an Icy Wind by Sneasel as we set up the Tailglow, but we take it out afterward. We still outspeed Typhlosion afterward, but Lava Plume is doing big damage and a +4 Shadow Ball leaves him on barely a sliver as he rolls high on a second Lava Plume, taking us out. That's not good. On the second attempt, Sneasel goes Icy Wind, Feint Attack, Icy Wind miss, as we get to +6, letting us outspeed and OHKO everything else for an easy win. We finally reached the Pokemon League, and here are our stats going in. Our speed is incredible and our bulk is workable, but our special attack desperately needs the help of Tailglow. Shadow Ball is a nice asset, but it might be worth trying to find a replacement to hit Lance harder like Thunderbolt, though I don't know if I can get that yet. Leave your final guesses on whether or not we can win below, and let's do this. First is Psychic Trainer Will, who is of course a total sweep after a Tailglow. Poison Trainer Koga is a little more complicated. Ariados is up first, and it wastes its first turn by using Spider Web. It poisons us with Poison Jab on the second turn, however, which is really bad. We take it out and move on to Crobat, and we barely miss out on the OHKO as he heals out of Potion Range with a Citrus Berry, and brings us really low with a combination of Wing Attack and Poison Chip before we take him out. Venomoth is next, and we're able to heal back up on it with Moonlight and take it out quickly, and Fortress isn't much of an issue once we play around Protect. Last is Muck, which lets Shadow Ball and uses Minimize, but we luckily hit through on the next turn to win the fight. Third is Fighting Trainer Bruno, and we get to +4 as Hitmontop crits a very weak dig, and then bring him to a sliver with Shadow Ball as he fails counter. We get to +6 as he heals up, then proceed to sweep the entire rest of his team besides Machamp, who lives on the sliver and heals out of Potion Range with a Citrus Berry, hits a weak Revenge, and then faints. Last is Dark Trainer Karen, and Umbreon tries to set up a double team and use Tail Glow, but we hit through for the one-shot. Murkrow another Oko, but Houndoom loops on about half and does over half her health with a nasty flamethrower. We take it out on the follow-up, and luckily Gengar and Vileplume are both one-shots, proving that strong Pokemon and weak Pokemon don't matter when you're spamming Tail Glow boosted stat moves. Finally, we've reached Champion Lance. Gyarados is up first, and it does about a quarter of our health with Waterfall, letting us safely set up to +6 on it. We nail it with a probably necessary crit Shadow Ball as it goes down, and Arrow after us another one-shot. Charizard with Shadow Ball and a Sliver deals massive damage with Air Slash though, and we're in rough shape going into the Dragonites. The first one locks into Outrage and starts doing over half our health, so I decide to out-heal it and try to capitalize off of Confusion Line, but it just crits us and we go down. A few attempts later, I make it back to Dragonite. I'm on almost full health, and we can see that Shadow Ball is a 2-shot with Citrus Berry. Outrage is still doing a lot, but our Shell Bell keeps us relatively healthy as we take it down. But the next Dragonite paralyzes us immediately and starts trying to paraflinch with Dragon Rush. It's a tough battle of attrition, but we manage to wear it down. We're unfortunately out of Moonlight PP and go down to the final Dragonite. This might actually be winnable if we get lucky enough though. On the very next run, Dragonite 1 goes well, and we take down Dragonite 2 without it paralyzing us. We're stuck in a healing war for a bit with Dragonite 3, but we eventually get it to a Sliver with Shadow Ball as it He-Waves us. We hit a Bug Buzz as he full restores, and on the very next turn he misses Dragon Rush and we break through Paralysis, meaning the final hit and beating the champion. With that, we get into the Hall of Fame and win the run, but you know it's not over yet. What would a Johto run be without Kanto? I'll probably skip over all the Kanto gyms besides Blue since they're all so easy, but I may end up showcasing any that pose trouble. Of course, the end goal is to beat Red atop Mount Silver. At level 92, we make it to Blue. As we get to +6, Eggy tries to set up Trick Room and put us to sleep with Hypnosis, but just misses 4 times so we take it down, going into Arcanine with no Trick Room. It goes down in 1 Shadow Ball, and the entire rest of his team drops as well. Good fight! Alright, first try against Red at level 93. The first turn goes weird as I mash A and Misclick Bug Buzz, which brings Pikachu below half, but his Volt Tackle brings us to only 40 HP and takes him out with Recoil. It doesn't end up mattering since Moonlight's recovery is nerfed from Hail, meaning Charizard can just take us out with an Air Slash. Before my next attempt, I do 2 things. First, I get to level 96 to see if that helps, but I also set the date to February 29th, a day that replaces Hail with the Diamond Dust weather condition, which doesn't do anything in battle. This will not only fix the issue of Hail cancelling out our lefties, but also means that we can heal a normal amount with Moonlight. It doesn't end up mattering much here though, as Pikachu just brings us rid of the Volt Tackle anyway, and Charizard just ignores our healing and takes us out with Flare Blitz. I'm gonna go ahead and get to level 100 and try a few more things. On level 100, Pikachu goes the same way, but Charizard doesn't even take half from +2 Shadow Ball, and luck is a non-factor at this point. It's safe to say that red is impossible, so I'll just go ahead and end the run here. Overall, I think this run was great. Setup moves tend to make runs easy, but I honestly think Volbeat really needed it. It was nice to see something with actual stats after the Palmy run though. As always, like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment below suggestions for future runs. I'm always looking for inspiration. Come back next time where I'm going to be taking on a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald, but I'm only going to be able to use bug-type Pokemon. Make sure to subscribe to not miss that and future videos, and feel free to support me on Patreon and Ko-fi to give me an incentive to actually put stuff there. This video was a lot of fun, but it's over now, so until next time, this is HeartGold, over and out.